How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. Today we're looking at some creepy images. From a photo of a ghost at a christening to the spirit of a priest that showed up to his own funeral. We count 10 creepy church ghost sightings caught on camera. But before we get into it, remember to hit that subscribe button for more awesome creepy content just like this. In 2016, a tourist captured this startling footage while waiting in line to enter St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican City. The video appears to show a mysterious figure wearing a dark hooded robe perched in one of the church's bell towers. The figure doesn't even appear to be distracted by the ringing bell as it stares ominously upon the crowd below. When the video first appeared, it sent lovers of the paranormal into a social media frenzy. Some believe that the figure is a fallen angel, while others thought it may have been the ghost of someone who had committed suicide by leaping from the bell tower. A few even noted the figure's eerie resemblance to the Slender Man. While the true identity of the figure remains unknown, one thing is for certain: it sure makes for a very creepy video. This photo was taken in an old church in the ghost town of Bannack, Montana. According to the story attached to the picture, the woman in the bottom right hand corner heard shuffling sounds coming from the other side of the room. She looked over but couldn't see anything there. It wasn't until the woman had the photos developed that she saw the ghostly figure sitting in the seats on the other side of the room. The town of Bannack was founded in 1862. It was originally a mining town that saw its population dwindle over time. It became completely abandoned when the last few residents left sometime in the 1970s. Since then, the town has remained empty. Could it be possible that this woman has photographed the ghost of one of the town's former residents? This photo was taken by a Mr. Bootman while visiting a church in the village of EASTRY, England. Bootman claims that when he took the photo, the only other person present in the church was the cleaning lady. When the image was first developed, it was thought that it showed the ghost of a vicar who once resided over the church. Could it be possible? The figure certainly appears to be praying, his head is bowed, hands are clasped, and he has a solemn look on his face. What do you think? Could the figure seen in this photo actually be the ghost of a deceased vicar? Or could it be someone or something else entirely? There's very little information available about this photo, other than it was taken at a wedding and neither the guests nor the bridesmaids noticed anything strange during the ceremony. However, the photo reveals a dark hooded figure hovering in front of the stained glass window. The figure, which appears to be floating at least 3 to 4 feet off the ground, has a misty ghost-like quality about it as it looms over the ceremony. Who could this mysterious figure be, and why is it wearing a dark hooded robe? Perhaps it's a priest or monk, or could it be a deceased relative or someone else with a connection to the church? Without further information, we may never know. This image was captured in 2012 by a man named Jamie Sewell. He took the photo while attending his niece Mia Bella's christening at St. Martin's Church in Canterbury, southeast England. The photo appears to show the ghostly head of another person just over the shoulder of the woman in white. However, it wasn't until later that day when the family gathered at a local pub that they made the startling discovery whilst reviewing the photos on Facebook. Mia Bella's grandmother, Heather Sewell, initially spotted the face and was immediately shocked at how similar it looked to that of her late husband Terry, who had taken his own life when he was just 41. I couldn't believe the likeness to my Terry and was completely amazed to see him at the christening. It knocked me back when I saw the picture. It looked so much like him, it was actually a bit upsetting to see his face. I tried to convince myself it wasn't Terry, but it's so convincing that I believe it is, said Grandma Sewell after viewing the photograph. Is it possible that this photo actually shows the ghost of Heather's late husband Terry? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. No list of creepy church ghost sightings caught on camera would be complete without the famous photo of the White Lady of WORSTEAD Church. The photo was captured in 1975 by Peter Berthelot while visiting WORSTEAD Church in Norfolk, England. The woman in the yellow dress is Peter's wife Diane, and neither of the two noticed the ghostly figure sitting behind Diane until a friend pointed it out whilst thumbing through the photos some months later. The following year, the couple returned to WORSTEAD Church where they showed the photo to Reverend Petit, the church vicar. The Reverend immediately recognised the apparition as the White Lady. He explained to the couple that she was a kind, healing soul and that she was a resident of the church who had been seen in the area for more than 100 years. After hearing the Reverend's explanation, Diane remembered the prayer she had said during their visit 1 year earlier. She had been unwell and had prayed for better health. Remarkably, her ailment eased up shortly after her visit to the church. There are several stories regarding the origin of this photo. Some claim that the ghostly figure is a monk and it was taken in the Museum of the Holy Church in Palermo, Italy. Others agree the figure is indeed a monk but don't elaborate on when or where the photo was actually taken. One story claims that the photo wasn't taken in a church at all, but rather a haunted house in Somerset, England. The story goes that an acquaintance of the famous ghost hunter Elliot O'Donnell, Mr. A.S. Palmer, took this photo while staying in the house. He sent the image to O'Donnell along with a letter claiming that at around 2:45 a.m. he saw a mysterious light appear in one of the rooms. He took a photo of the light, and when he had it developed, this ghostly image of a monk could clearly be seen. Intrigued, O'Donnell returned to the house with Palmer. At 2:45 a.m, both men saw a light appear on one side of the room that they were staying in. O'Donnell stood up and asked if there was a spirit present, could it give the men a sign? There was nothing but silence, and a short time later the light vanished. Unconvinced with what he had witnessed, O'Donnell returned to the house several more times. Each time he returned with new companions, and while O'Donnell himself never saw anything out of the ordinary, many of the other men did. They claimed to have seen mysterious lights, and one even said that he saw a dreadful figure appear in another room. While the origins of the photo are cloudy, every version of the story seems to agree on one thing: the ghostly figure is indeed a monk. Many believe that the image is undeniable proof of the existence of ghosts. However, others are more skeptical, claiming that the photo could have easily been hoaxed using double exposure. Until more information surfaces, it's up to the viewer to decide if this photo is in fact real or fake. This photo was taken in 2007 in a church in the village of Penal in Gwynedd, Wales. It was captured by a woman from the UK named Stella, who, while it's not stated in the picture's description, presumably took a photo of her son. At first, it seems as though she hasn't captured anything unusual, until you zoom in on the right side of the altar. There, in front of the pews, is what many believe to be the ghost of a priest. The robed apparition appears to have its hands clasped in prayer, and while it's clearly visible, it has a hazy, almost mist-like quality. What do you think? Could the mysterious figure actually be the ghost of a former parish priest? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. This image, captured by Reverend K.F. Lord in 1963, is perhaps the most well-known example of a ghost caught on film in a church. It was taken in NEWBY Church in North Yorkshire, England, and appears to show an ominous 9-foot-tall hooded spectre standing to one side of the altar. Over the years, many people have tried to identify the figure. A popular theory suggests that it could be the ghost of a 16th century monk who was wearing a white shroud to cover some sort of disfigurement, possibly caused by leprosy. Several photographic experts have studied the photo, concluding that the figure is not a result of double exposure. The way the figure's black cloak drapes perfectly over the altar's stairs also lends weight to the authenticity of the image. The Reverend always maintained that he never saw anything out of the ordinary when he took the photo, only noticing the ghostly spectre after the film was developed. Before we get to that number one spot and take a look at a mysterious photo taken at a priest's funeral, remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on channel notifications. That way you won't miss out on any of our latest content. This image was posted online by a man named Joel. He claimed that the photo was taken by a friend of his while attending the funeral of Father William Goulis of the St. Stanislaus Church in Cleveland, Ohio. Father Goulis was said to have been murdered in his office, after which the murderer set fire to the building. The casket of the priest is under a misty haze as it's being led towards the altar. There are long trails of light streaming off the casket, and there also appears to be a dark shadow trailing behind the lighter mist. This bizarre sight was only apparently captured in this photo and not seen at the funeral, as there would have been more accounts of the incident documented online. Once again, the camera has captured something that the human eye simply can't see. But is the strange light really the ghost of Father Goulis? We'll let you decide.
Fresh pants please, that was a little bit terrifying. Now in the comments section below, let us know which one of these you thought was the creepiest. We love reading your comments and opinions. And that's it for me, I'll see you all next time.